Hello, Melissa, and
Hello, Susie.
welcome to everybody who's joining us.
Welcome to the Source for Success. Let this be your source for success as we work on the inner work so that the outer reflects back to us our beauty.
Mm, Melissa and I were just discussing integrity between the inside and the outside, and integrity between the heart and the mind, and integrity between thoughts and words. And a little reminder, a little snippet from my past came up from the days when I was in a work position and I felt very undervalued, very undervalued. And I remember thinking thoughts like, oh, she doesn't see me. I'm worth so much more than she's paying me. She's offered all of these extra bonuses and she's never ever come good, even though, I've done the work, and I realized how much of that was actually coming from the thoughts I had about me and about her inside of my head. Of course, I never voiced them to anybody. I never voiced them to her. But people know, like they feel the energy, they respond to the energy, even if they're not aware of it. And because I was having these negative thoughts about her, she was responding in the only way she could about these thoughts and in the same way as I was expecting her to respond. But also, if I'm feeling undervalued by her, then where in me am I not valuing myself? And when you listen to those inner thoughts, those thoughts that you have about yourself that you probably never share with anybody, that you probably even try to ignore yourself, that are constantly running in the background and not always in the background because they get us upset. We have a thought about ourselves, oh, I'm not good enough, and you feel crappy. And, it until we clean up the inside, so that it's coming into here, coming from love first. We come from love down here and align inside, then, the change in the outer world can't happen because the outer world is always responding to the most prominent vibrations that we're putting out. And if we're constantly negative inside the mind, guess what we're broadcasting? So, Melissa, please, what would you like to share around this? Because I know you're bursting, bursting to offer your
Well,
perspective.
no, I just love listening to you. Thank you for your sharing that because it's so authentic and it's so beautiful to, be so vulnerable about, our own idiosyncrasies and areas where we're not perfect. It's like we don't often know that, hey, I'm being so nice to this person. I'm being so loving. I mean, I'm such a hard worker. I'm doing everything that they want. And yet they're not treating me the way that I want to be treated.
Mm,
Now, there's many things that can go on with that. Yes, you can change jobs. Yes, you can, get in a better environment. Please do. And if you notice that you keep meeting the same people over and over and over again through different people. If it's the same people, you're like, wait, I keep meeting the same person through my next boss and my next boss, through my next boyfriend, through my next lover, through my next friends. Oh my gosh, I just keep attracting the same kind of people. Then it's time to look inside and be like, well, what are you sending out that's getting that back? Because oftentimes I would even be mad at somebody for mistreating me, which I was like, I don't like the way they're treating me. I'm so loving to them and I'm so kind to them and I mostly think good thoughts of them. I mostly speak good of them. And then they're not being so kind back and they don't know the things I'm thinking of them. They don't know the other. So I'm being nothing but nice to them. And in fact, I even now see them being nice to other people. Why can't they be that nice to me? So then at the end of the day, it's not really about them, then, is it? It's not about that they can't treat people nice because I just saw them treat somebody nice. So, what is it that they're energetically responding to from
mm,
me? This isn't about self blame. This isn't about, oh, you're the cause of your own problems and that person's just, giving it back to you. It's an opportunity for the universe to mirror back to you an area you can clean up so that you can love yourself more and love others more. And by doing that, you receive love back because it naturally pulls that love out of them. If they have love in them, you're going to attract it out of them because they'll want to be loving to you because that's the frequency you're sending out. Now, if they don't have any love in them, then you bypass them and they just keep going out of your life. They head on right on out because they're not going to give you back the frequency you're sending out, which is love. So if you're sending out all this love and you're being very loving in your mind and in your heart, and you're in alignment and coherency, and you're sending out love authentically and in integrity to yourself, your good self thoughts, good thoughts, and you're doing all that, and then that person can't be loving back, they'll just move right on out of your life because they won't match your frequency. But if you keep meeting the same person who seemingly keeps mistreating you or not paying you well or not valuing you, it's an opportunity actually to stop and go, wait, 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 there is nobody else. There is no other. Let me just come back to myself and let me love myself. Let me see where I can clean up those thoughts, where I can value myself more, where I can treat myself better. Where can I be basically the lover of myself so that the world can match that frequency? And then in the same sense, how many times have you just been, when you met somebody, for some reason, you're just not nice to them for some reason, you even catch yourself like, that was weird for me. I wasn't my normal self around them, but they seem to attract that out of you. And you even find that you avoid them because you're like, you don't like who you are around them. Because you're like, oh, I don't seem to be my best self around them. But they seem to pull out of you something that mistreats them or treats them in a way you wouldn't normally treat them if it would just come from love. So you move out of their life because you can't be loving to them. That same thing's happening. So maybe you caught it somewhere where you were actually giving them what they were sending out and you didn't even know you were doing, like, wow. So you move out of their life. But in the same way, how many times have you shown up in front of somebody and you just didn't even know them, or you just met them and you just wanted to give them all this love and you don't even know them yet, but you just feel like, oh, I want to hug you and I want to love you. I want to honor you because something about them is pulling out of you that loving energy and intention because maybe they have just the best loving thoughts about themselves. They have high value, good self-worth, great confidence. And a part of you just wants to align with that. So that's my share back with you, Susie. What do you think?
Yeah, that's perfect. And, I really see so much, people get into this self-perpetuating cycle because they're always in reaction. It might start off from within the self, from within the own mind, and you meet somebody, they reflect it back to you, and then you reflect it back to them, and they reflect it back. And it's just like this wheel that is really difficult to get off. And this is why being conscious and aware of your own self is so important, because when you can be tuned into yourself, how you're feeling, like your feelings tell you everything, and most of us, we learn not to feel through our life because it was painful or it was dangerous or whatever it was. And yet when we can start accepting how we feel and start honoring those feelings and feeling them deeply and then cleaning it up, then we end up, coming from that space of love, from, a heart full of love, from a mind full of love. And we meet with people on that same level. And if we're perpetuating that cycle of love, like real, clean, unconditional love, like that is heaven. That is heaven on earth. It really is the best. And when you're around people like that, as you said, Melissa, it's just you have the best time and you think, oh my gosh, I haven't got enough of this person. I want to know more about them. I want to be with them more, because it's so delicious. So
Well, it really comes down to is are you or others being attractive or repellent? We've been around repellent people and we just don't even know what it's about because they got a big smile on their face, beautiful people, they say nice things, and something about them is repellent, or maybe something about you, you catch it in yourself. You're like, you can tell when you're repellent. You're like, I'm not in the right energy right now. And yet other times we're extremely attractive. You can go do things and it seems like blessings and luck is on your side. You go and this person offers you a free goodie when you show up to buy their product, and this other person opens the door for you, and there's just these lovely little moments that the universe just seems like flow. there's all this flow happening because you're in flow and you're just in alignment and you're very attractive in that moment because you're just in love is the way I'll put it. You're just centered in love. And other times we go out through the day and we know when those days happen where everything wrong goes wrong. I mean, the doors get stuck in your face, like, whoa. And, you have to pay twice as much for that thing you were going for. It's like, it's as if everything is the exact opposite that day. And sometimes we're like, well, I'll just stay in bed today. And what's amazing about that is when we realize that, a lot of people wouldn't like the saying of, oh, you only attract yourself. No, I don't. I met a lot of people that aren't like me at all. I'm so nice. And you're like, sure. Well, then what I guess I mean is you only attract your energetic self. And we
Yeah.
don't always know what that means. And we don't even know, we're not self-aware enough to feel our energetic self. We only know the self we're putting out there and our words and what is really just about image sometimes. And we
Mm.
don't feel how we're feeling. We're not in touch with our feelings enough to know that we're actually only ever meeting our energetic self. And the world is giving that back to us as a gift so that we can become the energetic self we want to be. So if you're getting things from the world you don't want, great, you can fix that by energetically getting into alignment with love and oneness and unity. And so in time, sending that out to the world, that's what you'll get back from it. And the exact same opposite happens. You send out enough negativity, the world gives you that back. And we don't like it. We're like, this world's a bad place. It's like, then clean it up inside. And we
Mm.
don't like that sometimes. We don't like hearing, uh, you know, is it Annis Nin? It says, we don't see things as we are. Or we don't see, I messed it up. We don't see things as they are. We see things as we are. And I love that idea is we don't see things as they are. We see things as we are. So we're constantly meeting ourselves. And in
Mm.
fact, you only meet yourself. But now with that extra word in there, we only meet our energetic self because sometimes we're being just absolutely wonderful to the world and it's not being wonderful back. It's
Mm.
an energy.
It is an energy thing, and that's where integrity comes in. Having the energetic self align with the physical presence, the words, all of it, you know, realness.
Well, thank you, Susie. I've been so talkative today. Thank you for being talkative with me. I've been like blah 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 blah. Thank you all for listening. Whoever's listening in on this, I love this topic, or at least it's the topic I myself am processing through. So I have a lot of information and a lot of thoughts and opinions on it. And what's beautiful is that when we are self-aware enough to know that there really isn't anybody else that's out to get us or harm us, that they're not really trying to treat us in a way that we don't want to be treated, and that it's within our power. Within our power, we're empowered to make and create the world we want by creating it from the inside. And we want to be loved, and we want more value. We want more uh, peace, and we want more joy, and we want more people reflecting back to us our self-worth. And it starts within, and we can change that by giving that out to the world with ourself, with our thoughts, with our feelings, and how we present to the world in the way that really is honoring of ourselves, inviting other people to honor us. So I honor you, Susie,
Thank
with
you.
this conversation.
Honor you as well, my dear. Thank you all.